Hey y'all, this is Nurse Bree. Thanks for checking in another week with me because we're about to have some transparent nurse talk. So let's just jump straight into it. Background story, I graduated from nursing school. I think, okay, I'm gonna just take over the world. Nothing can get in my way. I'm stepping into my career. And then next thing you know, a pandemic occurs. And now as a new nurse, I'm freaking out because I don't know how to cope with this. I'm still learning the new policies of the hospital. And now I'm dealing with a pandemic where the policy changes like every single day. It's a new symptom every single day. So background story, guys. On our unit, we did not have a COVID patient we didn't have a COVID patient. We knew we were going to have a COVID patient. We just didn't know when. So I was taking care of a patient for about 3 days. No gloves, gloves if I was touching certain areas, but no gown. I was not protected. Come to find out, I leave work for about 4 days because I work 3 days and then I'm off 4. And I come back in and the man had passed away. He was a DNR, so that was expected. But they had tested him while I was gone and he was positive for COVID. So at this point, I'm freaking out. Like the lady that was precepting me was saying, we both need to get tested because at this point we have went home. We could have exposed it to our family. We could have exposed it to our friends. Like, I'm freaking out. And we called the line while we're at work and they're basically saying that we're not able to get tested because we're not showing any symptoms and that we just need to watch our symptoms and things of that sort. At this time, our hospital was only allowing us to wear surgical masks with people who were being tested for COVID and an N95 mask if they are positive. What sense did that make? I don't know. That was just adding more stress and anxiety to me. Every single day that I went home, I was having a hard time sleeping. I was attitudinal. I would isolate myself, just go in my room. I would drink my wine, go upstairs. Like, I really wasn't trying to talk. And I could see that it was making a difference in my attitude. I'm off again, guys, for a few days. And I'm just praying like, God, I'm like freaking out. I really don't want to go to work. People are dying left and right. And these hospitals are really not taking care of us. They're not protecting us in the best way. And as a new nurse, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't just quit. I need my job. But then I'm also freaking out because I want to protect myself. How can I take care of somebody and I can't protect myself? And I need to protect my family and my friends as well. Thankfully, guys, I was praying. And that night before I had to go to work, the hospital sent out an email basically saying that we're able to wear surgical masks and N95 masks to protect ourselves regardless of the patient's COVID status. Like, praise God. I was so happy, guys. Y'all don't understand. But at the same time, it was nerve-wracking because when I get back to work, I find out that our entire floor is COVID, meaning that every single patient that we get at this point is going to be COVID positive. And if they're negative, they get transferred back to their previous floor or they get discharged. That means that our turnover rate was really high. Like, we would get patients that would come in, they were showing signs and symptoms, but the test would come back negative, so they would get discharged. And so as a new nurse, that's a lot because we only have 2 patients or 3 patients at the most, but the turnover rate was fast on our floor. Also, what was adding a lot of stress on me was that I had patients that I had to call security on because one patient was threatening to run out his room and leave because he didn't get his COVID results yet. And I had another patient who was coming down from a meth withdrawal. He was just very irritated and irate. He wanted his medicine and I could not gown up fast enough, guys. And when I say it's a process to gown up, I use cluster care to the max. And that's meaning when I go in that room, I'm doing everything before I come out. When my patient was freaking out, having this episode, I'm rushing, trying to get my gown on, my gloves on, my goggles, make sure my headpiece is on, my shoes, like everything is covered up. I done hand sanitize. It's a process, guys. It takes like at least 3 to 5 minutes before you can really walk into a room and make sure you're protected. And so I had to call security on him. Externally, I'm acting very calm. Like, I don't want the other nurses and my nurse manager to see me panic. But on the inside, I was panicking. Like, I was in the patient's room with the security, with his Ativan, just ready to give it to him so he can calm down. That was just major for me, guys. And so I realized that I had to get it together because when I was coming home, I was drinking. I feel like you can have wine and things of that sort, but it was to the point where I was drinking it like half a bottle or something like that, or just realizing that I was taking out my stress in the wrong ways. I was very attitudinal. I didn't want to talk to my family like that. I was coming in my room, going straight to sleep, taking a shower. And so one day I was like, oh, this gotta stop. Like, I'm just a little bit over 30 days as a new nurse, and I just can't continue to do this. I actually reached out to a few other nurses that I felt like I can vent to, and I also reached out to like an EMT, and they gave me a lot of good advice, guys. And so I started doing yoga in the mornings on the days that I'm off. I try to work out at least 3 times a week after work, so that just gets my like whatever built up anxiety and stress I had from that shift. I just work it out for at least 30 minutes, at least 3 times or 4 times a week. I thought it was important that I eat healthier, so I've been practicing being full pescatarian. I'm drinking more water. I've been praying and meditating a lot. I try to block out at least 10 to 15 minutes each morning just to meditate and get my mind together. I also just talk. I think it's very important to just talk to someone. I think that I have a problem with internalizing my stress and my anxiety to the point where I can convince myself that it's nothing wrong, but then I'll have little bursts of like attitudes or irritation and things like that where I know, okay, Bree, you're not talking to anyone. So all I can say is for the new nurses is just to really stay strong, pray, meditate, and just really take time to understand that this too shall pass. And I have to say that to myself every day, and that I'm a bomb nurse. Because one thing I can say, and a lot of veteran nurses are saying, if you're a brand new nurse, after you get through this pandemic, you're going to be considered experienced, and people are going to want you as a nurse. And so when I think of it like that, I'm like, you're right. I am going to be experienced because I got through this. So I love you guys. Thank you for checking in. Please subscribe and like. Comment any encouraging words for me or other new nurses. Any questions that you may have. Always protect yourself. Put yourself first, because if you can't protect yourself and take care of yourself, there's no way you're going to be able to take care of others. So I love you guys. Check in next week. Bye.